Hello everyone, this is the kind of scenery I wanted to show you. You can see the rock faces on the side, going through the side of the mountain there, and the hills in the background. It's really quite a nice drive. There's a lake to the right, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the road's really nice here too. This is by far the nicest road I've encountered in the US so far. It's a very, very smooth asphalt. People travel at a reasonably good pace here. It is Friday afternoon at 4:30, so I'm sure I'll be hitting some traffic at some point. I just went through a bit of a traffic jam now, but it wasn't too bad. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to share some of this with you. I'm going to leave the camera on for a little bit if you want to keep watching. If not, I'm not going to talk too much more, I don't think. Who am I kidding? I'll have to talk. Anyway, more about the Volkswagen Passat factory. The workers seem to be really attentive, and when you see them working on the cars, they look really focused, and they've got some really interesting practices there in terms of quality check and control. For example, they have something like 8 light tunnels that the Passat goes through in order to check for flaws and defects in the paintwork and stuff like that. And one of the things that they do too is they do basically an ultrasound of each component of the vehicle. Sorry, what I mean by that is on the body, where all the welds are completed, they have robotics that actually use some kind of, I think it's an ultrasonic technology or something like that, and basically it gives the car an ultrasound, and if it detects anything within half a millimeter out of specification, the body is pulled off the line. So that's a very, very tight quality control. And next time you're in the dealership, if you go look at a Passat in the showroom, for example, you can see when you open the driver's door, look towards the bottom corner of the door towards the front of the car. And if you look at how close that is to the panel, you can get a sense of how tightly controlled these gaps have to be, because in order to make a panel fit that closely, you can have almost no margin for error. And they do a really good job with that. One of the things you'll notice about in the video is I had asked a question of Scott about future vehicles coming out. You know, every manufacturer, or sorry, every factory is really looking to get new cars in there to increase their viability for further production, et cetera, et cetera. So here's to hoping that they tool that plan for MQB architecture. If you don't know what MQB is, you really should be looking it up. MQB is a phenomenal new architecture. It's called Transverse Modular Matrix that Volkswagen's using, and it's going to be basing almost all of our new cars on this platform. You'll see what I mean, why it's so important when you read up on it. The best resource I found for looking that up is if you type in MQB, that's Mike Queen Bravo. It's the architecture that the new Golf, the new Jetta, the new Audi A3, eventually probably the Passat, eventually the B-Class SUV known as the Tiguan, stuff like that. And what they've done is they've made it so that you can build a lot of different cars on a very basic platform and stretch and widen it as you need it. But the most important thing about this MQB platform is that you can share a lot of the infotainment, electronics, steering components, air conditioning components and stuff like that. So it brings costs down to a point. But more importantly is you have to remember that these things are designed for all different levels of vehicles, so the quality is really, really going to be good. You know, when you look at what a Passat's going to require in terms of features and equipment, you know, like backup cameras, sensors, lane departure warning systems, those things are eventually going to trickle down to even our most basic models like Golf and Jetta, primarily because everything can just be plugged in. Not only that, but when you are able to build it in a North American factory, for us, for example, like Chattanooga or Puebla, we've got the benefit of free trade. And to bring in the car from Europe is incredibly expensive, not just because of currency conversion from euro, but you've got tariffs and things like that come into play. So MQB is a very big deal. Sorry, the best resource I found to look it up was MQB and VW Vortex. They put together an introduction to MQB, which is very easy to understand and read, and it gives you a very good illustration as to how important this MQB chassis is for Volkswagen. So anyway, I'm hoping that they retool Chattanooga for MQB, which I'm sure they probably will eventually. but it would be nice to have it that close to us so we can decrease lead times and move some more cars out of that factory. What else? That's pretty much it. Anyway, that's kind of a long video, but thanks for sticking it out with me. And I'll give you guys another video sometime on my way down to New Orleans, or maybe when I pull into New Orleans. All right, have a great day, and thanks for following. Bye.